Greetings, Paper Demons. Today I'm going to be talking about why I made an art role-playing game. If you're new to my channel, hello, welcome. My name is Bogus Red, and I'm the creator of PaperDemon.com. Part 3 of our series on art school is going to be coming out soon, but in the meantime I wanted to share this little story about the history of PaperDemon because it's been a highly requested video, so I think it's time. During this video I'm going to share a time-lapse video of a artwork I did for the Raiders of the Solar Winds quest. The character in the lower left is named Silver, and that belongs to Archillian Dragon. A link to her profile will be in the description below. Thank you, Archillian, for letting me draw your character. So first, the history of PaperDemon. Now, PaperDemon's actually been around a long time. We've been around for 20 years, believe it or not. The website wasn't always named PaperDemon, but the website in some form has existed for 20 years, and it started out as a simple art sharing site. And I started it because the internet was still kind of new back then. I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if me and my friends had our artwork on the internet? Wouldn't that be cool? That was such a novel idea at the time. Of course, today there's like millions of different ways you can share your work, especially like sites like DeviantArt exist now, and Instagram, social media, and everything has really taken off. So a simple sharing site and community site just wasn't really enough of a draw for people. So I really needed to take some time to rethink it and pivot to something that was more useful to the arts community. I really enjoyed working on PaperDemon, and I really wanted to make it into something I could do full time. So I spent some time thinking about like, what kind of problem do I want to solve for the art community? And I wanted to not only build a community that was inclusive and supportive and focused around mental health and positivity, but I also wanted to solve this problem of art motivation. One of the things that I have struggled with in my arts career is art block, and I suffered through that for many years. Even though as a professional artist I was working as an artist, like it seemed kind of strange that even I, as an experienced and professional artist, would encounter that. It seemed like maybe this is something a lot of people struggle with. So I really wanted to solve that problem. I was really inspired by other apps out there that gamified motivation. Like Habitica is a really cool app that like kind of helps you get things done by kind of gamifying your life and turning it into an RPG. And so I thought, well, what if I could do something similar but make it very focused on art and actually give you content to work from? That's one of the downsides I saw to apps like Habitica. It's like you have to kind of decide what it is you're going to work on. And I wanted to actually provide art prompts for people to work from that they would then get rewards for doing. And I also wanted to have the complexities of the RPG be much more complex than some of these other apps out there. I wanted to have much more deeper mechanics involved. That was kind of something I came up with around like 2017. I think I was trying to play around with that idea of like gamifying art challenges. And so we launched around that time an XP system where you could earn XP for drawing art in an art challenge. Another thing that was really motivating me to build this community was, as a kid, I was bullied a lot. I've mentioned it in some of my past videos, but I have a lot of past trauma from my childhood. I've thought about doing a video on that topic, but I've been wanting to for a few years actually, to kind of talk about what my childhood was like, but I suspect it might be too painful for me to go back to those memories. That said, I had a really rough childhood. I really struggled with self-esteem when I was a kid. I was bullied a lot, and art was one of the things that really helped me to feel not worthless, because I was creating art and I really liked it and I felt good about it and I liked what I was creating, and it was a really important outlet for me when I was young to help me to build confidence in myself and work through some of those self-esteem issues. So for me, like, it's not just about the creation of the art, but it's also the people that are around me. Like, being part of a community that is uplifting and supportive and not toxic was very important for me with PaperDemon very early on. There's so many communities out there that are toxic or gatekeeping, or like that are just really cruel to other people, especially beginner artists, and I wanted to build something different that was supportive, that was well. And so that's what we have. Like, we have a super supportive community, and it's just like, it makes me so happy. Like, I feel like I'm doing something good in this world to have built a place where people can feel safe and help each other feel confident enough to create art and to share it, because sometimes like art block comes from just like not feeling safe. And so I'm kind of rambling a bit, but just know that my motivations for creating PaperDemon really come from the heart and from my own personal like pain as a kid and wanting to create a place that I really needed when I was a teenager. Like the type of community that I could have used in my youth and young adulthood. I'm trying to heal my inner child, I guess you could say. Also for me, like I'm an incredibly creative person. I used to work for Google. I worked there for 13 years, and I really have so many skills, like as a web developer, as an illustrator, as a graphic designer, and PaperDemon is like this wonderful project where I get to really use all of my skills and talents together. So that's why working on it full time was something that was really important to me. So I needed to come up with something that was useful for the arts community and that would also sustain me, like actually generate some money and, you know, help me put food on the table. So coming up with some sort of art game was the direction I was going. And then like at some point, I think it was in 2020, but right before the pandemic actually, I met ShiftLock, who, if you're an active member in our community, you probably know who they are. ShiftLock has been on our staff for a few years now, writing content for the Art RPG, and has helped to craft a lot of the game mechanics and game content and lore. So ShiftLock and I met, and they told me all about the world of art RPGs. So apparently this was a whole thing long before I ever came up with the idea of gamifying art challenges. Like this was a thing that existed. And so I learned about that whole world and that, hey, I could create what is also called an art RPG. That is pretty much what I was looking to create. My initial ideas were more centered around art education, like kind of gamifying the process of learning art and growing your skills as an artist. But after doing some initial prototyping and user testing with what I was hoping to do for my initial game concept, I found that people were just more interested in wanting to get motivated to create at all and weren't as interested in skills development. So I decided to pivot again a little bit and focus more on just giving people fun prompts to help them create. So you might be watching this video kind of wondering what the heck an art RPG is. If you're new to our community, maybe you haven't played one before, so I did want to take a few minutes to explain what it is. An art role-playing game is a game where you create artwork or writing, fulfilling certain prompts and using one of your characters that you've acquired. So in some games you have to purchase, or you have to adopt or breed a character, and then you are given certain events and prompts where you create something using that character. And then as you create work, you get item drops or random drops or different things for completing challenges. And the character that you have, its stats go up when you complete certain challenges that are designed to help them increase their stats. Your advancement in the game is done through the creation of art. A lot of these art RPGs that exist, and there's a lot of them, they're on a lot of them on DeviantArt actually. PaperDemon also hosts several, such as Draco Strix and Dragons of Akella and Creator Star of Mysteries. So if you're interested in exploring different types of art RPGs, we have some within our platform. But there's tons of them out there. Most of them are catered around a specific species, such as Draco Strix is like a kind of a dragon bird type creature, and usually there is a lot of breeding involved and certain restrictions around getting one of these characters. So I wanted to kind of flip that around and kind of go a different approach and kind of meet people where they were. And I feel like a lot of people who are artists who tend to be more into anime and video games tend to have their own original characters that they come up with and just want to draw their own characters more. So I wanted to build a game that was centered around characters that players already have, that they have created themselves that are original. and help them to explore their own characters more and develop their own characters more, which is why PaperDemon's game is very different, because our goal is mostly around getting you to create more of what you want to create. We do have prompts and specific like challenges that have restrictions in them that you can't just do whatever you want. Although we do have like a challenge where you can basically get rewards for drawing your character doing anything at all. It doesn't have to be one of our prompts. The main focus of our game is around our own prompts that we provide that are part of our world's lore and that sort of thing. We also wanted to make the PaperDemon Art RPG easier to play than other art RPGs. Because we have built our own software for the website, we can cater it specifically to make the game easier to play. A lot of the games that run on like DeviantArt or whatever, like the admins have to process things through spreadsheets, players have to know the specific journal entry to put a comment on, and it's just kind of like a nightmare. Whereas like we provide like a pretty good experience for players to be able to see what items they've received, what items are in their inventory, and have a better idea of like what their character's stats are, and see like, you know, keep track of everything. It's really more built for actual gameplay. And of course we're improving it all the time. So yeah, I'm kind of going a little off topic, but one of the things that's kind of sad about the art role-playing game community is DeviantArt had released a big update to their website a few years back. I think they called it Eclipse or something. And unfortunately, those changes really hurt a lot of art RPG communities because they were reliant on certain group features that had been disabled or changed, as well as some other like UI changes that had been made. So a lot of art RPGs really suffered from that change, which is why we've had some of these art RPG communities coming to PaperDemon, because we are focused on making the art RPG experience much better. Like that is specifically what we are trying to do. So yeah, if you have an art RPG and looking for a place to host, check us out. Anyway, so now you know why we created PaperDemon and the art RPG. I am so excited about this game. I have this massive document of all these ideas and mechanics. We've got so many mechanics and ideas and events and stuff planned out for this year. I don't know if we can even do them all because there's so much. I'm really looking forward to this being a huge year for us, and just more great content and events coming. The response last year to PaperDemon's Art RPG has been really positive. We had a lot of growth in the game last year. As of the recording of this video, we have nearly 900 characters registered in the game, which is incredible. Like, it's just like, I have no words. I just didn't expect it to get this big this fast. So I'm like so happy to see so many artists playing this game and creating art and feeling inspired. It's very exciting. I hope this video has given you some insight into the history of PaperDemon. If you have more questions or some more videos that you want me to do about the history of PaperDemon, please let me know in the comments. So if you are an artist or a writer and you are experiencing some art block and are looking for some inspiration to help you create, check out the PaperDemon Art RPG. It is free. We welcome you to come join our community. Definitely check out our Discord server. It's very active, especially if you like to do roleplay. There's a lot of roleplay activity going on in our Discord server lately, so check us out. Links are in the description below. We're just about at the end of this video. That means it's time for a giveaway. If you'd like a chance to win 10 silver Aster in the PaperDemon Art RPG, just leave a comment on this video and include your PaperDemon username for a chance to win. Good luck! Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.